starting with just £1,000. In 6 years, Must-Have Ideas became an £80 million e-commerce business, 13,000 orders a day, a new 250,000 square foot HQ launching in 2026. The UK's only e-commerce brand with its own AI-powered shopping channel, ranked among the UK's fastest growing by the Sunday Times. Please welcome their founder, Amy Knight.
Welcome to Elite Business Lab. Thank you so much for doing this. I always say an extra thank you to entrepreneurs who step away from the day job of running the company. Say thank you. Let's hear a massive round of applause for Amy Knight, everybody.
Hi, I'm Amy Knight, founder of Must-Have Ideas, one of the fastest growing e-commerce businesses in the UK. We've just turned over £80 million in our 7th year in business. Now, in those 7 years, the company has grown from 3 founders sitting around a dining room table, having quit our jobs and mortgaged our homes, to a business that turns over 80 million, employs over 200 people, and who are literally, as I speak right now, currently moving us into our new 250,000 square foot premises, which opens on Monday. So this could not be worse timing, but we're going with it. Now, with a headline from 0 to 80 million, you would be forgiven for hoping that I'm going to disclose some sort of secret formula or point you to a framework to download and start implementing tomorrow. I'm afraid I'm going to really disappoint you, because in my experience, there is absolutely no secret formula. There's no magic wand, there's no silver bullet. My business is a really, really simple one. We've deliberately kept it super simple. We sell products that already exist. We use marketing channels that everybody in this room uses. And there's no secret supply chain or fancy new AI app that I can tell you to use. So if our products are conventional, our marketing strategy is well known, our model is tried and tested, how come we've grown so fast? Most founders going for growth look for a significant change in an area of their business. They develop a new product, they might improve an existing one, they rebrand or explore new distribution channels or new markets. They hire a different ad agency or onboard some big name fancy hire. The problem isn't that doing any of these things is wrong. The problem is looking for that one single silver bullet defining action. In my experience, those things don't get breakthrough. They don't move the needle like you hope they will. What drove our growth wasn't innovation. It wasn't looking at one of these areas or best practices or what other founders did. We simply did ordinary things extraordinarily well. And that's the message I have for you today. Make sure you do the simple things better than everybody else. I'd encourage you to put down the shiny toys and focus on the basics, because when the basics are done well and consistently, they compound and your business becomes unstoppable. A well-respected investor, George Soros, once said, "Good investing is boring. Investing in boring businesses is where the biggest returns can be made." And the same is true of building a great business. Do the boring stuff really well, and the returns follow. Here's the 4 things that we focused on doing exceptionally well, the simple stuff, not the flashy stuff. First up, data. We have a relentless commitment to managing, analyzing, and most importantly, acting on data. Most businesses claim to be data-driven, but in my experience, few of them actually are. We test and evaluate everything, and I mean literally everything. Marketing, content, landing pages, product positioning, checkout flows, customer service responses, pricing, offers, you name it, we will test it. One of our company values is data over opinion, and we've embraced that belief even when it's hard to do so. We collect as much data as we possibly can and analyze it in extreme depth. I check our live sales data dashboard, literally the last thing I do before I go to bed at night, and the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning. And a lot of people would think that's sad, but I just can't help myself. We break down our data per product so I can see exactly how much contribution each product is making in that day, in that given hour. We can see what's working, what's not working, and I check in with our acquisition team about what that data is telling us. we figure out where the marginal gains are and what needs to be done to achieve them, and we execute those changes every single day. We go again and again. The cycle repeats constantly. It's a continuous process of near real-time optimization until the customer gets what they need and what they want. Now, managing and evaluating data is ordinary. We just do it extraordinarily well. Next is our website that shouldn't work. So most e-commerce businesses are image-heavy with stripped-back copy and are geared towards customers' apparently short attention spans. But we've designed our website based on what the data tells us. And that's why it doesn't look like pretty much any other e-commerce site. What we learned is that our customers want to be educated. They want to properly understand the problem they've got and the solution that we've got to that problem. And only then do they click buy. What that means is that they want in-depth information. They want genuine reviews, and they want to see the product in action. My favorite example of this is a product that we sell called the Radiator Buddy. And it's a duster that is designed to go down the back of radiators to get rid of all the dust that accumulates there. We can't all sell sexy products, okay? So it's pretty much the same product that Lakeland sells. They sell it under a different name, but it's exactly the same. In fact, I would put my house on it coming from the exact same factory. But how we sell it is very different to Lakeland. So Lakeland's product page has just 3 images and 6 bullet points. That's it. I suspect it's been put together by a junior merchandiser and almost certainly hasn't been revisited for years. In fact, when I was writing this speech last week, I checked Lakeland's website again. Now, we've been using this screenshot here in our onboarding process for the last 5 years since 2021. Guess what their page for this product looks like now? Exactly the same. It has not changed in 5 years. Contrast that to our page for the exact same product. Ours is a very long page packed full of compelling copy, great imagery, and videography showing the product in action and explaining to the customer why they need it. Our copywriters have sweated over every single word on that page. Every word has earned its place. Our content team have poured their heart and soul into every image and every frame of every video. And we have split tested the hell out of that page. Now, you might think our page and our approach is over the top. After all, it's just a radiator duster, right? Well, the numbers don't think we're over the top. They tell the real story here. Now, I don't have any insider knowledge at Lakeland, unfortunately, but I would be willing to bet that that page converts at the industry average of around 2%. Ours converts at 8% on a bad day. The time, energy, and effort that goes into creating these really long product pages pays off. There are so many so-called experts and consultants that have insisted that we simply must shorten our pages. Browsers don't have time, they can't be bothered to read all that copy, they just want to know the price, they just want to get to the buy button. We've tested that approach several times, and every single time, they've been wrong. We don't make a single change to our content, pricing, or policies without split testing it first. We compare 2 or more versions against each other to see which one performs the best. The results tell us which to go with, even if sometimes it isn't the result that we wanted. It's not that we're stuck in our ways. I can't tell you how many new concepts for web pages and videos and copy that we've been convinced would perform better, but they haven't. And as our value says, data over opinion. Third is customer obsession. So these are all our millionth customers over the years. Now, I'm not saying we're customer focused. I'm not even saying we're customer driven. We are customer obsessed. Our biggest competitor, without a doubt, as it is for many businesses, is Amazon. Now, Amazon optimizes for scale. We optimize for customer understanding. So last month, we celebrated our 10 millionth customer. Her name is Pauline. There she is. She's from East Sussex, and we were delighted when she joined us in the Lancaster Ballroom at the Savoy to celebrate that milestone. Now, Pauline here is one of our VIP customers. She pays an annual fee to secure free delivery all year round. And our VIPs, like Pauline, shop with us on average 4 times a year. Retention of our VIP customers is consistently up to 7 times higher than that of non-VIPs. We look after our customers extraordinarily well. Our amazing customer service team is available from 8 a.m. to midnight, 7 days a week. Customers can contact us however they want to contact us. We're there wherever they need us, on almost any platform. They can email us, they can contact us on any social media platform, WhatsApp us, phone us, or even send us a letter, and we do get quite a lot of letters. We promise our customers that their order will be delivered within 2 working days. And if it's not, their order is completely free. It's on us. We refund every single penny, and I don't know a single other business standing by their delivery promise quite like that. Our money-back guarantee is equally strong, so we don't offer a 14-day guarantee, a 30, or even a 60-day money-back guarantee. We have a 100-day, genuinely no-quibble money-back guarantee. That means that Pauline could order from us, she could change her mind on day 99 through no fault of ours, and we would refund her. No questions asked. And most of the time, we don't even make them return it, but probably shouldn't shout about that one. Our customer service team is also based at our headquarters in Kent. They're very much part of the team. They're not outsourced, they're not a faceless call center, they're not an afterthought. They're part of the business, which gives us full control over the service that we're providing. It ensures the people that our customers are speaking to really understand the products and really can help them with their problems. We train our customer service team to an exceptional high standard, and every member of the team knows that they are fully empowered to do whatever they have to do right by the customer. When I saw AO's customer service mantra a little while ago, I was not too proud to steal it. So on the wall of our customer service office, in big bold font, is written, "Treat every customer like your nan and make decisions that would make your mama proud." And that's what our amazing 50-strong team of customer service agents do 7 days a week. And customers recognize this dedication. It builds their trust, and their trust converts to sales. And of course, sales drive our growth. Now, a great example of this in action is Antoinette, our very first customer. She was the person that placed order number 1 back in August 2018. And since then, she's gone on to place 77 further orders with us. 77. I spoke to her recently, and every order she's received, she's been delighted with. She's received exactly what she expected, she's never needed to ask for a refund, and she's never even needed to contact customer services. She trusts us. And as a result, she's shopped with us 77 times in 7 years. And Antoinette isn't alone. Just a quick mine into our customer data shows that there are many, many customers just like Antoinette. Customer services is ordinary. Doing customer services well is exceptional. And fourth, we double down on what works. We have a team of 15 people in-house creating content all day, every day. They create hundreds of pieces of content every single week. We have our own film studio on site where we produce glitzy videos of our product in use. And we've tested polished studio content versus authentic human content, and it comes back to trust. We find that nobody believes the polished studio content these days, but they do trust video of real, relatable people in houses that resemble their own. They aren't perfect. And sometimes I get in front of the camera and film some content because people like to see who they're buying from. They want to know the business's story, and they want to see what's going on behind the brand. We also work with a lot of influencers and creators to widen the variety of how we promote product. Creators see our products from a different perspective and have different ideas about how we can go about promoting it. And we're looking for people that promote similar products to ours or have just an interesting style of video and a different way of doing things. And every decision about what content we use, which influencer we go with, you guessed it, is based on data. We never run an ad because it's on brand or because we like it. There's no gut feel in our business at all. We test a range of different ideas, and the data tells us which one works best. And we run with it. We're going to give you an example. We have a page on our website for a product called Smart Space, which is a clever collapsible storage box. And the page is really, really ugly, like really ugly, and I absolutely hate it. This is what it looks like. Every time I look at this page, I'm embarrassed that it's on the website. But you know what? The product sells, and it's one of our best sellers. The data has shown us that this version of the page outperforms any other version we've tried. So that's the page we run with, and I just have to keep quiet about it and try not to look at it. As the saying goes, ugly design sells. In retail, a good category buyer will only bump a product off a shelf if it finds a better product to replace it, one that's going to generate more revenue per shelf inch. And it's the same with us. If we want to change anything, our rule is that we have to find a version that converts better. Otherwise, it stays the same, even if it's really, really ugly. That's not to say that brands should be ignored completely, but it should be used to strengthen your message and should never hold you back from testing something new. Now, earlier I mentioned that I get in front of the camera because people like to see who they're buying from. And at the beginning, we didn't have a face of the business, but we decided that we needed one. At the time, a lot of customers had never purchased from us before. They found us on Facebook or Instagram, perhaps felt nervous about making a purchase. Back then, Facebook and Instagram were full of untrustworthy dropshippers who never really delivered the orders. Customers were worried about being scammed by yet another dodgy Facebook advertiser. So we had to make sure that people knew we weren't one of those. We felt that having a famous, trusted face associated with the business would reassure them that we're real, a business that they could trust. So we did something that I thought was quite amazing for a business that was only 3 years old at the time. We managed to find the money to sign Lorraine Kelly as a brand ambassador. Yeah, that Lorraine Kelly endorsing our little business. We went all in. Lorraine's photo was everywhere. It was on the website, it was on social media, it was on our emails. She did a monthly edit, and as you would expect, we tracked all the sales throughout that year. But towards the end of the year, when it came to considering renewing Lorraine for another year, we realized we hadn't actually split tested it. We just assumed that a trusted face like Lorraine Kelly would surely increase trust and therefore increase conversions. But we had to test it to be sure. How did using her face compare against no face? Or my face? My face won. Sorry, Lorraine. So now all the email campaigns come from me. It's my voice that customers hear when they phone us. I feature heavily in our socials and even on TV ads as well. And I promise this isn't because I have an ego. It's because consistently the metrics are stronger when customers can see me, the founder. In fact, we actually recently started doing paid ads with me, in which I'm not really sure why we didn't try earlier, but we found that they deliver a ROAS 4 to 5 times stronger than ads that don't. So we should have been doing more of this earlier. So to see or hear from a business founders just builds trust. Customers feel good about buying from a British business that's run by a real person. There are, of course, negatives to being front and center. The time commitment of photo shoots and filming can only do so much of it whilst also growing the business. But I make sure to block time in my diary because it delivers results. It's important. So I've told you about our passion for data, our website that shouldn't work, our obsession with customers, and how we double down on what works. But I want to stress again, you can't cherry pick one thing here. We've seen other businesses try to take one strand of our model and copy it. And it fails. Why? Because none of it works in isolation. Content drives customer education. Education requires long-form content and detail. Detail increases trust. Trust increases conversions. Exceptional customer services reinforces loyalty. Loyalty drives customer retention, and it's a virtuous cycle. Our growth hasn't come from one lever. It's come from the whole engine working together. And we're going to keep firing that whole engine with some new initiatives this year. We've got a beauty range coming, and in October we're launching a DIY range. And in the UK, we're looking at getting a must-have ideas product in every single home, as well as expanding into new territories. Before I close, I'd like to take you back to where I started. August 2018, sitting at the dining room table with my co-founders, Rob and Chris, packing orders. The spare bedroom was literally floor to ceiling with cardboard boxes of our first ever product, 3,000 hygiene heroes. Now, I'm not telling you this as a founder story cliche. There's plenty of those. This is a systems insight. The 3 of us did everything. Processing and packing orders, writing product descriptions, managing stock, watching ads perform or not. We weren't theorizing in brand workshops or on strategy away days. We were making decisions and taking actions based on the data, and we were observing the consequences of those actions. We were literally tripping over the evidence of what worked and what didn't. Now, don't get me wrong. We're a much bigger business now. We do have some brand workshops and strategy away days. They definitely have their place, but they disconnect us from reality. Everyone here understands the work it takes to get a business off the ground and keep it growing. We're all juggling cash flow pressure, hiring challenges, tech issues, and 100 decisions that we were supposed to make yesterday. So I'm sorry that my 0 to 80 doesn't come with an easy button, but even if it did, I'd say don't press it. Don't chase trends. Don't expect somebody else to have the answer. Go back to your data and let it tell you what to do. There was no magic system behind our growth. We find our answers in the data and keep doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. More than happy. I mean,
Yeah?
generously, you've left some time for questions as well. Can we have another round of applause for Amy Knight, everybody? Absolutely. My mind is still boggling, given everything else you're juggling. Thank you again. Absolutely brilliant. Who's got a question about something Amy talked about, something didn't yet talk about? I see one here and one further back in the middle here. if that's all right. Can we start down the front? Yeah.
Thank you. So one question is, where do you place AI in that workflow or somewhere? And how do you feel the pressure of TikTok Shop?
I think, so this year we're really embracing AI as a business. It's something we've kind of tinkered around the edges with previously, but we're now kind of really going for it. So we've got a TV shopping channel that does fully embrace AI and is scheduled using that as a tool, but we are now embracing it in our copy and design and everything else as well. But I think it's a tool. We're not there in replacing people. We still think we've got people that can do it better, but we can make their lives easier and we can support them. It can do a first draft and then somebody else needs to go through and make it better. But we are really looking at how we're actually currently hiring for somebody their job is going to be looking across the business and how we implement AI.
Is there, it might be classified, Amy, but is there an example of something you're using AI for that even a few months ago you would have thought, no, I don't think we could use it for that? It's almost been a revelation to you, because I guess you're learning as you go, right?
Yeah, I think we've done a lot with images recently, and I think there's something about, we still want our images to be real. It comes back to the trust, and I don't want, the minute a customer thinks this image has been generated with AI, that trust is gone. So it's enhancing images rather than a fully AI image. And I think coding as well is the other thing that we were like, can it do it as well? Is it really going to get us the results that we want? But actually, it is a massive support for the developers.
Really interesting. Thank you for being so open about that. Another question. There was one in the middle. Thank you.
Sorry, it was the same question.
Oh, it's a very good question. Why not? We've got a couple more minutes here. I think it's Richard. Very good.
Just interested in what tools you use for your data analytics.
Well, we have an entirely custom-built platform. So one of the things that I think, again, has helped us to grow is ditching the tech stack. We got to a stage where actually our tech stack just frustrated the business. We're trying to fit this business into all these different programs that aren't really built for us. So now it's a case of bringing it all together within our custom system. But a lot of it comes from things like Google Analytics and from Meta and platforms and things themselves, all kind of into one place.
Very good question. Right in the front row. Thank you, Steph, making you run around.
Hi, my name is Simona.
Hi.
And I'm very interested because you said you split test everything. That's so great once you have 10 million customers. How was that in the early days when you just had a few? So how would you make your decisions when you have 10 versus 7? So very small scale. And how did you embrace that?
We still split tested, so obviously we have to put up a page initially. Like when we launch a new product, we don't split test initially, we create a page. And that has come from experience of what we've tested. But we split tested really early on. They took us a lot longer. Now we can get answers to things within a week. Previously it might have taken us a month, but it's still important to do it, and it's still important to be looking at the data and what's working and what's not working.
So, Amy, this is fascinating. Is there any example, and I'm putting you on the spot, forgive me, but is there an example of something you've split tested where you might have personally thought, I just don't think that's going to work, but actually, thanks to that way of testing, you thought, my mind has changed? Where does any example that comes to light?
There was, I don't remember the details of it because it was a little while ago, but there was a test around reviews, and I was like, having more reviews is obviously going to improve conversions. Who doesn't want to read great reviews? And we had them in a particular place in the page, and I was absolutely convinced that it would win, and it didn't. So we don't have those reviews now. Yeah,
but that was more about not having them, but actually where they actually showed
up. How
up.
prominent they were on the page.
Yeah, really interesting. Thank you. That really helps. Thank you. Question here, and I'm looking around the whole studio as well. Further. Why don't we go, if you don't mind, just in that light colour top, just almost by the cameras. Thank you. See you there. Thank you. Oh, let's get a mic to you so we can hear you online. Thank you.
Apologies, a bit keen there. I was interested in how you're doing the A/B testing. So you hear a lot about that when you're starting to launch a new product. It could be for children, could be for adults. Are you using agencies? Are you using AI tools? Or how are you actually running that? And is it in-house data retention, or are you going externally?
Yeah, great.
All in-house. So we do everything in-house because we're control freaks. So it is, we like to do kind of big changes. I find that when we're tinkering around, if a button's green or if it's red, you're not really going to swing the needle with that. It's big, bold changes to a page or a video, and it is literally we just send 50% of the traffic to each one, and when we reach statistical significance, that's the one that wins. And yeah, we do it within our custom platform, but I mean, there's loads of tools that can do something similar.
On in-house, Amy, just really quickly, what's the thing you've learned about not how to attract great people, but how to keep them? Because there's so many great opportunities out there, and you're only going to grow if you can keep the best people.
Yeah. It's something we focus on a lot. So we have a great perks package, which as we've grown, we've been able to improve over time. And I think it's little things. It's just people feeling like you care. Like ultimately, we wouldn't be here without people, whether it's customers or the team. So it's doing best by those two groups of people. We're a real living wage employer, so that we're paying a fair wage rather than just the minimum wage. And it's just little things like that that don't necessarily cost the earth, but show people that you
that really matter.
care and value them. Yeah.
Thank you. Question right down here, the blue suit, and I'm looking around. Might get time for one more. Put your hand right up in the air if you've got a final question. Let's go.
Amy, we're going to be talking about the high street and location. How did you pick Snodland? Where's the data for that?
There are very few units in Kent. And we are currently, as I speak, the team are currently moving us out of Snodland. And we are on our way to Aylesford. But yeah, unfortunately, unit is the one thing that can't be data-driven. It is just entirely a case of what is available.
Love that honesty. Thank you very much. We're running out of time unless there's a very quick final question. Yes, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your patience there.
Yeah, but when I listen to you, it sounds like most of the selling, the traffic is coming from the internet, from online. How did you initially start driving traffic to your business in the beginning?
We started as a very typical e-commerce business running ads on Facebook. We literally started with £20 ads on day one and just kind of grew it from there. And now we're one of the biggest Meta advertisers, but have also branched out for TV ads and print ads and email and everything else as well that kind of built into that ecosystem. But yeah, it was just running ads.
Yeah, love that. Thank you. And Meta having been a great partner through that. You're not allowed to tell us how much you spend with them, though.
In Q4 last year, we were one of the top 5 spenders in the UK.
In the UK, wow. Right.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, thank you for being so generous with your time and insights today. Is there anything we as an EBL community can help you with?
Oh, I don't know. If anybody knows of units, that's always helpful.
Physical units.
It's really challenging.
Very good. We will try to be as helpful as we can. Let's have another huge round of applause for Amy Knight, everybody.